course, your first international exposure was through Miss Saigon, kung saan ka talagang humakot na napakaraming international awards. Was it by chance or you auditioned for the...
I had to audition, obviously, for it, but I have to say it was also exposure to Menudo that I have to say, I have to give credit to that as well. And we also worked together with that.
Right.
Kasi na nga parang, I guess it's an international standard. These are artists that have been performing pretty much everywhere, like in Latin America and the United States.
You had also a Stevie Wonder, right?
Yeah, and so I opened for these artists. And so my thing was, if I could impress the crew of these artists, like their manager or whoever, it wasn't so much necessarily have a career outside, then that kind of made me happy. That if I was able to kind of perform competitively, then I felt good about it. So exposure to that kind of a world and to those kinds of people kind of prepared me for the auditions for Miss Saigon. Kasi magiging kaharap ko British and French.
Correct.
And it was not about who I was in this country at that point. I had to prove myself with what I could do. Kasi hodang kung sino man ako dito sa Pilipinas, artista ako. Marami ding artistang nag-audition din doon. Wala silang pakialam kung sino ka man dito sa Philippines. Ang magiging basehan nila kung kukunin ka nila ay yung talino mo.
Pero lutong-luto ka na as a stage actress, singer actress.
Salamat na lang.
Diba? Before you auditioned from Miss Saigon. So talagang, maybe it was really cut.
Maybe, baka masasabi natin talagang nasa kapalaran ko talaga na yun nga ang magiging destino ko. Hindi ko alam. But it seems, my life up until that point seems to have been orchestrated or almost, like the moves seemed to be very deliberate. Pero hindi naman. I mean, this was something I did not expect. Hindi ko namang inasahan na dumating dito si Cameron Macintosh at maghahanap ng isang 17, 18 years old na artista para gumanap ng lead role sa Miss Saigon.
At saka dinami-dami ng mga Filipino talents na magagaling.
Oo. Ako pa yung napili.
Correct.
So, wow, swerte ko lang talaga. Pasalamat lang ako sa Diyos na gano'n ang nangyari.
Okay. Anong kaibahan ng foreign audience kumpara sa ating mga kapwa Filipino?
Parang wala naman masyadong pinag-iba. Kasi culturally, parang may similarity naman tayo din sa West in terms of how we react and how we respond to an artist. Humihiyaw, umiiyak, sumisigaw, pumapalakpak naman ng maatikabong palakpakan. Yung talagang ganon. Very generous ang Filipino audiences with artists who deserve it. And Western audiences seem to be that way. There are other Asian audiences na medyo mas conservative ang reactions. They are not less heartfelt, but more conservatively given. Ganun talaga. And it's something that each culture will dictate.
Let me admit this to you, Lea, and of course our audience ng Celebrity Talk. When I watch you sa Broadway ng Miss Saigon, there were only a handful of Filipinos around. Alam mo, at that time, I was looking around. Sa maniwala ka sa hindi, kinikilabutan ako each time na nagpapalikpakan, nagsisigawan ng audience. Yung iba you're so proud being a Filipino. Oh my God, kakaiba. I mean, I did not experience watching you sa London, pero napanood kita sa Broadway. And my God, I was so proud of you.
Salamat naman.
Diba? Na inulit ko nung mag-perform ka ulit sa Met. I rather sa CCP. Yes, so twice kita pinanood. But anyway, mula noon, I mean, tagahangan ako ng isang Lea Salonga. All the more na mapanood ko na yung first international, na ito yung naglagay sa mapa, or rather sa Pilipinas, naglagay ng Pilipinas sa mapa internationally. Correct? Tama ba yun?
I think so.
Ay, diba?
We understand what you mean.
Yeah. Yun ang talaga, yun ang kakaiba yung nararamdaman. Lea, you're a mom now. There was really a time na parang na-brand si Mami Ligaya na parang stage mom.
Oo, unfair naman din sa kanya.
So, even when your daughter Nicole enters showbiz, would you allow her?
Ayoko sana. If she wants to enter the world of dance, I would like that. I'd love for her to do ballet. I'd love for her to do contemporary dance. I'd love for her to do theater. As for showbiz, I'm a little half-hearted about it because I know na this job, this work can be difficult. And not just difficult in and of itself, but intriga, dealing with that, in dealing with different personalities in the business. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing to be involved in. But if that's what she really wants, ano magagawa ko, susuportahan ko na lang siya.
Pero when you become a mom, ano yung na-realize mo na yung ginagawa sa'yo before ng mami mo?
Parang mas naiintindihan ko kung bakit naging protective yung nanay ko ng ganun. Yung ganung klase. Kasi ayaw ko rin masaktan ng anak ko. Ayaw ko rin na makaranas siya ng kahit na anong sakit or pain or anything, especially in this business. I want to protect her from the world if I could. But I also understand bilang isang ina na kailangan din siya mag-develop ng kanyang lakas laban sa mundo. Kailangan siya i-develop yung personality niya and coping skills, coping mechanisms in dealing with people and in dealing with situations. Na ayoko naman na siya siyang sheltered. Gusto kong expose din siya sa mundo.
So how do you divide your time? Kasi you're a mom, you're an artist, you're a wife, you're a sister to Gerald. So paano mo binibigyan ng time?
Mommy, wife first, and then everything else after. Ganun muna. And I understand that, I mean, my job is obviously very important. Importante talaga sa akin yung trabaho ko. But that said, mas importante sa akin yung pamilya ko. So whatever I do, obviously, has to be for the good of our family. Ganun man yan.
So paano mo minamanage din yung time mo sa international stints mo at saka dito sa local?
My manager in the United States, they know, alam naman nila kung gaano katagal ako pwedeng mawawala sa Pilipinas dahil nasa may anak ko. Kung minsan din, dinadala ko si Nicole pag nagbabiyahe ako. Kasi ayaw din niya naghihiwalay sa akin. So minsan dinadala ko rin.
Naisisingit mo pa rin ang gumawa ng album under
Naisisingit ko rin
Sony
under Sony
Music
Philippines.
and you have a new album.
Yeah, actually this is a concert CD. And this is Lea Salonga, Your Songs. Actually, they showed on Net 25. The concert was on Net 25. So I asked fans to send in requests kung anong gusto nilang kantahin ko for the night, for the concert. And a lot of the songs that were performed that night ended up on the CD.
Parang hindi ko ma-imagine ang isang Lea Salonga nakakanta ng Poker Face.
Poker
o di
Face.
kaya Halo or
Air, and
diba?
it's like, and we've got Pinoy love songs and musical theater, and then Halik. Halik, I think, was one of the most fun things that I've
Nasasaktan ako, oh baby, sa tuwing nakikita ka. Naninibok ko, oh baby, pag may kasama kang iba.
Ano ang mga activities ng isang Lea Salonga when she's off-cam? When she's not
I shop.
performing?
I have to take my daughter to school and pick her up.
You get to perform with your brother, Gerard.
A lot, yeah.
A lot. Anong kaibahan pag si Gerard kasama mo as MD?
Our musical directors here are all excellent. Lahat sila. Lahat ng mga naging katrabaho ko, magagaling lahat. Ryan Calyab, and I've now worked with Marvin Querido, who's one of my brother's colleagues at Philharmonica. But when I work with my brother, it's just different. Kasi magkapatid kami, we grew up in the same house. He can almost anticipate musically what I'm gonna do. He knows my reactions to certain things. Between the two of us,
Basang-basa niyo
na
ng isa't
parang
isa.
basang-basa niya ako, basang-basa ko siya. Kahit ng talikuran man, alam ko kung anong gagawin niya, alam niya rin kung anong gagawin ko. Kasi nga magkapatid kami.
Kumusta ka, Lea, as a sister, a daughter, a wife, a mother, a friend?
I'm fiercely loyal to all of my family and my friends.
What has marriage taught you?
Marriage, beyond patience, and it's not so much compromise. Kasi I married well. I married a good man. If anything, marriage, I guess, if anything, preparation for marriage has taught me that you really need to use both your head and your heart in picking a partner. It takes a lot of really listening to yourself and knowing yourself fully before you can give yourself to someone else. And I think it's a prerequisite. If you don't know who you are within yourself, you can't be giving yourself to someone else because you don't know what you're giving.
When you were doing Miss Saigon, not only in London and Broadway, syempre para bang sabi mo nga ay napakabigat ng nakaatang sa mga balikat mo. Not only as Lea Salonga, doing it for herself, for her family, but more so for the country.
Right.
So yun ang iniisip mo, na you're not doing this just for yourself.
Hindi naman sa yung buong sambayan ng Pilipino yung iniisip ko. Syempre habang nandun ako, I need to just focus on what I need to do on stage. But I also do understand na tangay ko rin ang Pilipinas or whatever I do. So I try to keep my nose clean as much as possible. Kasi alam kong marami ding mahihiya kung meron akong ginawang nakakahiya din.
Okay, going back to recording albums or choosing songs, syempre minsan gusto mo may makaduet ka. Sino ang gusto mo makaduet in an album or in a show or a concert?
Oh, I'd love to sing with Barbara Streisand someday. That's like the ultimate. That's the ultimate of ultimates. If I sing with her, I can die.
Wag naman. Lea, thank you so much, and I'd like on behalf of Celebrity Talk, maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat din.
Sa opportunity na binigay mo sa amin.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And this is Astra Moy for Celebrity Talk.